Live from George Pappas's Victory Lanes in Mooresville, North Carolina, Xtra Frame is proud to present the Stepladder Finals of the 2016 PBA50 Mooresville Open, presented by Columbia 300 and by Miller High Life. And we welcome you inside George Pappas's Victory Lanes. It's Mike Jakubowski with proprietor David Small. And top of the list, David, is a great tournament for our host George Pappas, making it into the round of 16.
Oh, absolutely. It was awesome to see. He hadn't bowled well in a long time here, and really got his game together today. Made a run at the top five, but you know what? I'm just excited he made it. I know he's excited he made it because he had the health problems the last couple of years, and it was good to see him bowl, and it was good to see him have a good time out there.
George Pappas will be joining us in the booth in one of our matches tonight. David will help us on the call for the first portion of our Stepladder final, and really an exciting position round. Rudely shoved a couple of Hall of Famers out of the top five.
Oh, it did. It was who's who at the top, and then Mr. Brown decides, you know what, I'm going to shoot 250. And cut a couple of the guys out, and he moved from 7th to 4th, knocked out Duke, knocked out Voss, and Tommy Baker got the last position and snuck into 5th position. It was pretty cool match.
It was. In fact, awesome. On top of the heap, the only person that's been untouched today is Jack Jurek. Can anyone touch him?
I don't think anyone's going to touch Jack. Jack's got the look that he had the look last year. He had the touch. We sat down and had a conversation last night. He was feeling kind of a little tired, and it's like, come on, Jack. You got the look. You know what to do. And he just walked away with it. He started in first position after the third game, never looked back, and he led it by over 100 pins.
David, community support is such a strong part of bowling, and big thanks to George Pappas and everybody here. You learned your business through the way George conducts business.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, George is an amazing proprietor, an incredible host, and, very, very good friend, or I should say more like family to me. And I'll tell you what, it would have been a fairy tale, really, ending to see him get on out there in front of the cameras again. And, I know he's happy, and I know we're all happy to have a great top five, and it's going to be exciting tonight.
Top 16 finish for the boss. We'll talk to George a little bit later. Let's get to the lanes. It's an exciting Stepladder final, and we're about to get underway. It's Hall of Famer Tom Baker taking on Robert Brown. Baker jumped from 6th to 5th, and Brown, as David mentioned, jumped from 7th to 4th. And the higher seed, Robert Brown, says Tom Baker begins on the left lane. Here we go. Underway in the Stepladder final, and the ball in the nose, and a 4-7-10 split.
And a little bit soft, as you see. We are bowling on the 43-foot chameleon pattern today. It's been a little bit spotty all week, depending on where you're playing. Ball speed has been very, very critical out there. Tommy's opening shot a little tentative, and you can see the ball read the lane a little bit early for the 4-7-10. Now to make this, he's going to hit the left side of the 4-pin, try to slide it over into the 10.
No reason not to go for it here. Opening frame of our Stepladder final.
Oh, and he gave it a good run. Good run. Now here's the spoiler.
You bet. It's Robert Brown. He has no national titles, and he is from Cody, Wyoming. He spends his time bowling in Montana and Wyoming and competes on the PBA50 circuit when he can. He's a tall player with a heck of a lot of paw, and he's looking for his first national title here tonight live on Xtra Frame. Opening shot.
Sends the ball a long way out. And, well, sometimes that may be the nerves on the first shot. Looks like he dropped it. It got away from him. 1-5-7-8. It's out the window. It's gone at that point. And you see his reaction. It's like, really? Opening shot? I'm going to do that.
And certainly for folks who have noticed the scoring pace, there's a little bit of emollients out there.
And there is. I mean, you either had it or you didn't. There was no in between today or all week. This is a tough spare to open with. I know I wouldn't want to shoot this on TV. He's giving it a good run. Oh, and just misses a 7-pin. So back-to-back opens to start our match. 9 count even.
Extra look.
See the ball goes into the roll. That's where he wanted the first shot. Was right there. Basically, on this pattern this week, we've taken the gutter and actually moved it in about 7 boards. So from about 7 to 7 on the lanes is out of bounds. It just is not going to come back. And the track area can be a little bit spotty today as well. But let's see if Robert settles down. For a tall guy, he uses a very, very small part of the approach.
Nothing ventured, nothing gained. 9 apiece. It's a 9-frame match to ascend the stepladder. Second frame for Robert Brown.
Much better shot. See, he came through that beautifully, hit the line, a lot more solid.
Extra look.
Nice, simple game. Hits the line very smooth. A lot of hand on that ball, and smacks 10 down. Beautiful shot.
Certainly wouldn't blame him for being a bit nervous. Stepladder final, looking for his first national title.
Heck, I was watching George, and I felt like I was nervous and biting my nails off.
Here's someone who's not nervous. Tom Baker, Hall of Famer, trying to get one step closer to John Handegaard on the all-time PBA 50 Tour titles list. Bakes has 12, and Handegaard has 14. Extra look.
Tommy's just awesome. He's just got a beautiful roll on the ball, the hand ball. He actually has a little bit more of a spin to his ball than Robert Brown. Robert comes up the back of the ball more. Tommy has a little bit more of a finesse and a spin. The ball tends to go a little bit farther down the lane before it goes into a break. This double here will put him up 10 pins quickly in the third frame. Gives the ball a little more room. There's the nice adjustment.
Double from Baker. I talked to him right before the match. He said he's looking for a ball that stands up early and smooth on the back end. I don't want anything that's going to go down and flip hard.
Now, that's the trick right now is, they're touchy. A little touchy out there. And, Robert now, that opening shot, hopefully the jitters are gone. Let's see how he responds. I mean, he bowled beautifully in the position round, goes 250 against Pappas in the position round, and, just spoiled a lot of people's chances to win today.
It's his 12th PBA 50 Tour event. He's cashed in 8 of them, so his record of putting himself in contention is pretty darn good.
Much better shot there.
That's a nice recovery from a tentative opening shot. So we're dead even on this pitch from Robert Brown in the third.
I love the knee bend with Robert. With a taller guy, sometimes it's difficult for them to get down, but he's got such a beautiful knee bend and a beautiful clean release on the back of the ball. And his ball goes into a roll. I mean, it's hard to see on TV, but when you're actually here and down watching it, man, that thing's got some revs and some power on it. Kind of almost like Bob Spalding's ball as it goes down the lane. The shot here in the fourth frame put Baker down and give Robert a 10-pin lead. Smooth.
Have seen that hit, and that 7 can be pesky for right-handers here.
It has been all week. Corner pins have been some issues. Solid 7s, 7-10s. Didn't see a lot of 4 pins, though. Not a lot of 4 pins this week, but a lot of back row. That was a good shot. Executed well. Just a bad break.
Talked to Robert. He said his goal, he'd love to win so he can tell everyone he bowls with in a Pro-Am that he has a title when they introduce him.
Hey, that's the best way to do it. He'll go hard and straight at the 7-pin, and not a problem.
Bake said the key to his success during this event was his ability to stay out of trouble and keep the ball on line and straight.
And you see Tommy setting up a little bit more on the side of the ball than what Robert did. Robert's a lot more under. His ball go a little bit longer and hold the line a little bit tighter. That's a good shot if it holds. Oh, and he trips a 4-pin. And you can see Tommy didn't go quite as wide with that shot. He's trying to get the ball out to around 8-9 at the break point. That's about 11. And trips the 4-10 out. That could have been a disaster. 4-7-10. And that gives him now an 11-pin lead.
Hall of Famer Tom Baker, 10 wins on the national tour and a dozen. He said he's looking for a Baker's dozen tonight. You'll need to run the stepladder and get past Jurek to do it. And we're in the beer frame.
Great shot by Tommy. And you can see there's the experience. He actually put a little more juice on that ball, was a little bit tighter than he was on the last shot, had a little more juice on it, and was able to hold the line and take a 21-pin lead. But how exciting, your first telecast. Come beat all these Hall of Famers and get on TV. How exciting for the guy.
And that is exactly what Robert said, to be able to put yourself in this company and to put yourself with a chance to win. That's why I come out here.
Fifth frame shot. Mixes him up nicely.
Good mix. And was looking at some Facebook feedback today and posting shots from Hall of Famers. And a gentleman posted, said, hey, I dropped my card. I can't compete against this. And that's one way of looking at it. And then here's Robert Brown's way of looking at it by facing it straight on and competing and going head-to-head. And certainly two ways of going about things.
Oh, exactly. you can beat anybody at any time in a one-game match. You can. It's a proven fact. And Robert is now looking for a double, cut that lead back down to 11. And the way Baker looks right now, I think this is going to be a really key shot. He's got to have this one. Put a little pressure back on Baker. Looks good. Great shot. Beautiful reaction.
Good balance and leverage at the line, and watch this post.
Just posts it beautifully. Again, hits that line very, very solid out to about 8-9 at the break point. When you split the 8-9, you know that's a perfect shot.
Tom says bowling close to home doesn't hurt either.
Not at all. Looking for a 5 in a row. Take a 21-pin lead back. Oh, beautiful shot by Tommy. And you can see the difference. The first shot Tommy had, he leaked a little bit out and was a little bit soft. Now Tommy has amped the speed up a little bit and tightened down that line and retakes a 21-pin lead.
Opening match of the PBA50 Mooresville Ford Open. And Sam Maccarone, the number 3 seed, is waiting for the winner. Pete Weber in the semifinal. Tournament leader is Jack Jurek. Here's Tom Baker, 7th frame on a 5-bagger.
Looking to extend his lead. And the soft 10-pin. Tommy did not throw that one as well as he has. He came around that ball a little bit more. See him stand up just a bit. Kind of didn't get enough fingers in it. Leaves a soft 10-pin. He'll go cross lane, spare ball, hard and straight. A lesson for all of our viewers out there. You don't need a lot of power to knock the single pin down. Just throw the ball hard and straight at it. Now let's see what Robert can do.
Important shot. Very important shot here.
He's down 20. He's already spoiled today quite a few guys, and I know he's got the confidence to do it.
He said the key to the position round match was a ball change in the 4th frame. And he had the confidence to go with it, and it got him here. Can he go further?
Key shot in the match can cut the lead down to 10 pins and start to put some more pressure on Baker. Came through that beautifully. Oh, and a soft 10.
Almost had the 7 with it.
Yes, he did.
Saw a bunch of those today.
Bunch of 7-10s this week. Like we said, with this condition, it can be a little squirrely if you get it out just a little bit. He looks like he got it out maybe a board farther. And I mean, one board, that's an inch. And that inch left him that soft 10-pin.
See Sam Maccarone keeping loose down on the low end here at George Pappas' Victory Lanes. Mike Jakubowski with David Small here in North Carolina.
Hard and straight. And makes 10-pin without a problem. 21-pin match right now in favor of Tom Baker. 3 frames to play.
Robert Brown looking for his very first national title here on the PBA50 Tour. And he's got to get past a Hall of Famer to move along in the stepladder. First pitch here in the 8th belongs to Robert Brown.
And we are in a must-strike situation right now, Mike J. Came through it nice. Beautiful shot. See the difference in the reaction that time as he had a little bit more fingers? Almost the same area as he was on 28 as he is on 27. This time he had a little bit more fingers in it. Ball finished that extra board. Knocks a 10-pin straight back.
Bakes with a spare working and a 21-pin advantage. Looking for his 13th national PBA 50 Tour title here tonight. Would put him 2nd on the all-time list.
Nice shot by Bakes. Got that corner pin out. Situation here right now, as we take an extra look. Bakes again didn't look like he really was comfortable when he hit that shot, but he had enough speed on it to knock that 10-pin out. As we look at potentials right now, Tommy's going at a 228 pace with a potential 258. Robert Brown right now has a potential 237. So we got a good match here, but this strike's really going to put some pressure on Robert. Tommy threw it good. Oh, never a doubt on that one. Beautiful shot.
Bakes extends his lead, and Sam Maccarone is waiting. Pete Weber will be in the semifinal, and Jack Jurek is the tournament leader. And who will face Sam Maccarone coming up to the 9th and 10th frame? 237 max for Robert Brown.
Has to have them all. Take them one at a time right now. That looks a little wide.
Yeah,
Yep.
he gave that a bunch of room and didn't come. And a washout with the 10.
And you can see it off his hand. He just kind of went up, and it was gone. Out the window, hit about 5-6. There's your out of bounds.
Must slide this over and convert for any chance.
And 8 out on that count.
Bakes can start looking ahead, but Robert Brown with a great finish, 7th to 4th to make his first stepladder on the PBA50 Tour and his 8th cash in 12 events. And when you consider 150 players here, even to earn a check is doing some work. And
very much so.
To do that 8 and 12 tries against this quality of field, Robert Brown certainly building confidence that he can compete out here.
Exactly, and I don't think a lot of people know how difficult that is to go from 7th to 4th with one game against as many players that were in the position. We had 5 players that were in the position to take from 4th to 8th.
And there were two pretty good players that aren't here right now.
Exactly, and
by the name of Brian Voss and Norm Duke.
Exactly, and you know, he's going to probably throw another strike here. That first one was a beautiful shot. You know, finish with a little bit of class on your first appearance.
You know, and it seems that left lane was a little kinder to Robert as well.
Another nice stroke. See the difference, much more relaxed, much better shot. Another great look from Phil on the side. Jeff driving the bus, knocks all 10 into the pit again for us. And Robert on his first time on top 5 on a PBA 50 to shoot 2-0, ain't half bad.
Not going to be enough as Tom Baker will advance to face Sam Maccarone. Maccarone, 2 national and 2 senior titles.
And he's been on fire. Good shot here. Up we finish out with 203. Great finish. Nicely done, Robert. And you see, maybe a little distraught, but there's a big smile going right now out there with Robert. What a thrill to make your first top 5.
Bakes is alive for the Baker's Dozen, his 13th PBA 50 title. John Handegaard, the all-time leader with 14.
And Bakes is making it look pretty easy right now. He's going now at a 240, potential 250 pace. We saw some great scores all week, but we didn't see that many big scores. He's making it look easy right now. Take away that first frame and even better. Hit it.
And again, there's that pesky 7 we've seen stand for the right-handers. But Tom Baker advances. Will face Sam Maccarone. And we'll be back with our second match. You're watching live coverage of the PBA50 Mooresville Ford Open, presented by Columbia 300 and Miller High Life. We're live at George Pappas Victory Lanes. Congratulations, Robert Brown, on the 5th place finish. And Tom Baker moves on.
Congratulations to both players. What's going to happen now is Sam Maccarone's going to take 6 warm-up shots, and we'll get match number 2 underway for you. We're ready to start match number 2 here, the PBA50 Mooresville Ford Open. Sam Maccarone has elected to make Tommy Baker start the match. Should be a good one. Maccarone has 2 PBA Tour titles and 2 PBA50 Tour titles as well. He was the East Region Player of the Year for 3 years, and he's also a member of the New Jersey Bowling Hall of Fame. So give it up for Sam Maccarone. Good guys. Good luck, guys. That's great.
And here we go, moving along the step ladder. It's Mike Jakubowski with David Small, and we're live at George Pappas' Victory Lanes. Hall of Famer Tom Baker moves on and now faces PBA Tour and PBA50 Tour champion Sam Maccarone. The higher seed Maccarone says Baker starts.
Beautiful opening shot by Tommy. Picking right up where he left off first match. Extra look here from Phil. Beautiful shot by Tommy. You can see he just walks it out, 10 down. And here's our first look at Sammy Maccarone right now. Sammy from New Jersey, one of our favorite places in New Jersey. 2-time PBA 50 champion.
Blackwood, New Jersey. He's got 2 national, 2 PBA 50 titles.
And he's going to be attacking from a little bit deeper.
Yeah. Nice for Maccarone. And an extra look. And Mike J. joined now by top 16 finisher at this event and the proprietor of this facility, George Pappas. George, welcome.
Oh, well, thanks. Nice to be here, Mike.
Rather have seen you during this portion of the competition.
I had a couple of bad games and both really good for the most of the tournament, but I had a couple of bad games that really hurt. So, and one was the last game of the tournament. So, but you know, that's life, and I've been practicing a little bit. I'm going to start practicing some more. I want to get back out and bowl some more.
Top 16 finish, congratulations.
Thank
and here's 2 guys you're pretty familiar with.
Yeah, 2 good bowlers too. This should be a great match. Tommy's is from rural Hall, North Carolina, so I guess he's the hometown favorite right now.
Double apiece for Bakes and Sam Maccarone here. And the winner moves on to the semifinal to face Pete Weber.
Yeah, I bowled Sam twice. He bowled really good against me, and he's got a nice look. Tommy, he usually has a nice look everywhere he bowls. He's got a great release.
Turkey apiece, or rather a turkey for Bakes and Sam Maccarone with a double. Here's an extra look.
No effort at all. Great rolling ball. It's it's going to be.
What was the key
interesting?
what was the key to strikes on the 43-foot chameleon pattern here?
You know, you could either hook the ball a lot and not too much speed, or you could go straight up, kind of like Sam's playing. I played straight up. I had a really nice shot and had good carry. Didn't lose too many hits when I pull that a little bit. I didn't lose too many hits, just unless I made a bad shot. But if you made a good shot here, you got rewarded. That's the worst shot. I bowled Sam twice in the match play. He never threw one that bad against me. To see if he can recover. He's usually, when he gets lined up, he's usually good making a good shot, coming back and following through with a good shot. So it'd be interesting.
this was generally the time game and some frames in where the transition was. What was the sequence of moves that you made?
I had to either had to change balls to get something a little more aggressive for me, move in a little bit, or I could sometimes use the same ball and move in, because the guys came back with a great shot there. I typically would have to move about 2 and 1 left, or 3 and 2 left, and get a little more aggressive ball. And the guys that hooked the ball, I think they just kept moving their feet left, especially those with the high rev rate players. But I was going really straight.
Baker rips the 5 into the 7, 4-bagger.
He's making it look a lot easier than it is. He's doing it really good right now.
Bake's chasing a guy by the name of John Handigard, who's the all-time PBA 50 titleist. Your memories and thoughts of John Handigard?
Oh, I remember John when he bowled the national tour. That's how far back I go. He was a good bowler. He was a good bowler when he bowled the national tour, but when he bowled the senior tour, he was dominant for many years. He just won everything he bowled in.
Tom Baker kind of followed in his footsteps when he was a rookie out on the PBA 50 tour.
Did. Tommy is, well, I bowled with Tommy too, and on the national tour, and back in the 70s and 80s, and he's a good bowler then, but I'm going to tell you, he's like fine wine. He gets better with age. He is throwing the ball so good now.
And each and every night I see you and Tom Baker enjoying some fine wine. I know you gentlemen enjoy the Reds. What is the current flavor of the?
We just I just kind of drink the house wine, whatever, but he's more of a wine connoisseur than I am.
Here's Sam Maccarone. 3 out of 4. And 5th frame. Interesting part of Maccarone's game is he almost has that kind of lunge with that last step.
He did
right there.
Yeah. Look at that carry. Look at that 6 kick that 10 out. This 43-foot pattern, I saw more of those half-tens kicked out on this pattern than I've seen in a long, long time. And you'd think that the shorter patterns would enable you to do that, but boy, I'm telling you, the ball really, really finished well when you execute.
So Maccarone in the thick of it, 4 out of 5, 6th frame. Little tight, covers the 4.
Got away with that. He kind of lunged that. He lunged a little more that time, but he had really kept the speed down. And look at that trip 4.
So we got a good one brewing here. 5 of 6 for Maccarone. Baker's 4 out of 5 for 4 in a row.
Well, they can both go 279 out. That'd be interesting. Be a lot of fun to watch.
Pure.
I'll tell you, doing it good.
Unique style, but for Baker, it keys with those first 3 quick steps.
He's got a soft hand, and he's got he kind of spins the ball, never overhits it. He's got the perfect game for today's bowling, and he can duplicate shots as good as anybody.
Light and a power mix. And he throws a look down lane for Pete Weber, keep him loose. Opportunity to thank you, George. Tremendous support of the PBA 50 Tour and the players responding this year with 150 plus committing to bowl here and a great start to the PBA 50 circuit. for 16. All 3 events, 150 or more.
It's nice to see the entries in the 150 plus number, and I mean the guys are great when they come here. I mean they just have a good time, smiling all the time, and it's just an honor to be able to host for these guys.
That 7-pin was a typical hit for the right-handers. Why, in your estimation?
Maybe the ball finished a little late. I can tell you on the house shot, on our house shot, a lot of 7-pins for right-handed bowlers too, and it's usually the ball just finishes a little bit late. And he might have gone a little wide that time, but the 7, you could leave some 7s here, but a lot of them carried. And I think in this house, on the house condition, leave more 7-pins than do 10-pins.
Maccarone trails by 11. 8th, 9th, and 10th remain, and we'll get a reset. Sounded like a cell phone or something.
It's a big shot here. He needs this one to put the pressure on Tommy.
Just wanted to talk to Sam right before the match. He's just like a kid. You get a chance to compete for a title, and it just never gets old.
That's right. You're exactly right. And I'm going to tell you, he's bowled good too since he came out on the tour.
Carries a light hit. Is Maccarone.
Yeah, I had open a heart surgery about a year ago, and he's come back strong from it. Both health. I mean, he's healthy, and the surgery was a success. But he's throwing the ball really well.
Baker can extend to 21 with a strike in the 8th frame.
Drop that.
Got away with a good path,
and it just didn't overthrow it. I mean, just. But it was on the right path.
To 21 up now is Tom Baker. Can extend to 31 with a strike in the foundation frame. It's Mike Jakubowski and PBA Hall of Famer George Pappas at what we call the apostrophe. George Pappas's Victory Lanes. When you go outside, that apostrophe is right above. We're very sticklers for punctuation on Xtra Frame. Here's Baker. Mixing. Yeah. Extra look. Special note, the pin carry.
He's got all the shots today. Flush, light.
All Maccarone can do is fill her up. He'll finish first. 258 max.
258 max makes Tommy get the first hit in the 10th to win.
Maccarone, 2 national and 2 senior titles. Saws that rack.
Yes, that's a good one. All right, getting interesting now.
Another back off from Maccarone.
Wow. Just sit back and try, take a deep breath and try to regain your composure. It's a big shot for him. If you're not ready to make it, it's best just to step off like he did. So let's just see what he does. What a good shot! And then they came back with a nice one. I mean, this is what match play is all about. This is really where it gets to be fun, especially if you're out there throwing the ball.
Maccarone thinking, I gotta fill it up and make him strike to beat me.
Yeah, that's what he's got to do. He's got to have 2.
Sam hasn't missed on this lane.
Oh, look at the 8. Last to go.
He sent it just a bit wide, but I think his
Yeah.
speed was amped down just a touch.
He didn't overthrow it, which kept it flush.
Fill it up for 258 and make Tom Baker strike to beat you. The winner will move to the semifinal and face Pete Weber. .257.
And that he needs 9 and a strike or a strike.
And speaking of Pete Weber, an amazing performance this year from Pete during the qualifying process.
He bowls good here every year. He averaged huge last year, and we had a shorter pattern last year. So he plays well here.
Baker for the win. 6 kicks the 10.
Yes,
Tom
he did.
Baker.
A great shot for the money.
Tom Baker will advance in a Hall of Fame battle next with Pete Weber.
What a game, 279.
A chance for us,
One more.
George, to thank you. This is our 4th year coming back. We love coming back, and we love Willie.
Yeah.
Your
food, the rest.
Your
the food.
restaurant is fantastic, George. Your
Thank you.
staff
Thank
is
you.
fantastic. We literally can't walk 10 feet without one of your staff asking if they can help us with anything, and it's a superb business, and we love coming to visit.
Well, we love having you guys. You guys do a great job. PBA does a great job. That's what it's all about. And our staff, whenever we have this tournament, I mean, they look forward to it. And they all go the extra mile because they love you guys.
Well, any predictions? Baker, Weber, Jurek remain.
No, I'm not predicting. I don't want to jinx anybody, so I'm just going to leave it alone. I just hope the guy that bowls the best wins.
Well, they're going to
That's
warm up.
What I think is going to happen.
Pete Weber, Tom Baker, and I'll tell you, one of my favorite moments was the end of qualifying, and you go 250-something, and big roar of approval from behind you. That had to feel good as you find competitive form once again.
Yeah, I threw it good in the qualifier and threw it good in match play, except for a couple of games. I had to quit lay off for a year and started back and still practicing, trying to get back. But it was very satisfying to throw the ball the way I did, and especially had some matches where I needed strikes and doubles and got them. So, just feel like I'm almost back where I need to be.
That's good to see, and it was fun to watch. George Pappas,
All right, Mike.
thank you so much.
Yes, thanks. Have a great one. Thank you so much. You do a great job.
Thank you. That's Hall of Famer George Pappas back in his role as proprietor of Victory Lanes, and Xtra Frame returns with our semifinal as Hall of Famer Tom Baker takes on Hall of Famer Pete Weber next.
Okay, we are ready to start the semifinal match of the PBA50 Mooresville Ford Open. It's two good friends going at it. Pete Weber, 37-time PBA Tour champion, PBA Hall of Famer, 2015 PBA50 Bowler of the Year, 10 majors, tied with Earl Anthony for all-time major titles. And just a little history between these two. Tommy and Pete used to room together, but then Tommy kicked Pete out of the room, and now he rooms with Jack. So this ought to be a good match. Until next week. Yeah. Good luck, guys. Feel good.
And we're off. Semifinal match. Dave Small joins us, and very nice of George to. So much to do when you're running the joint, and George stopped by for a game, and now, once again, the higher seed says Tom Baker begins the match. Might want to reconsider that strategy.
And a little soft on the first shot, leaves the 6-10, but it really never matters with Pete Weber. Pete Weber's going to throw the first ball in the 10th. I don't very seldomly, as a higher seed, have I ever seen him take and actually start the match. He likes to finish it first. Cross lane at the 6-10 and makes it without a problem. And here's the man. Led our 16 games of qualifying by over 200 pins. Had an 8:48. Games 5, 6, and 7 last night from St. Anne, Missouri. Pete Weber. Opening shot on lane 28. Oh, and 10 in the pit. Winner last week. And Pete just has this unique style that's so just beautiful to watch. He creates really his own area, Mike J. I mean, nobody can seem to play the lanes exactly the way Pete can play them. He can just create his own area, his or as we like to call it, his own zip code out there. And I know he's hungry for his second win this year for 2 in a row. Looking to open with a double. Great shot. He's definitely one of the fan favorites here. Again, a great extra look from Phil. You see Pete just slow and smooth and just all 10 in the pit. Tommy, after leaving the 6-10 in the first frame, shot 279 last game. A great game. Looking for his first strike. A little soft, but trips a 4-pin out.
Takes a 10 with it.
And like I said, we haven't seen a lot of 4-pins. We've seen a lot of corner pins this week, but he got a little soft. Just enough to hold the line, trip out the 4, and the 10-pin's the last one to go.
Also rethinking my history as to who starts the match. When Pete Weber is the higher seed, he always will have his opponent begin.
You got that right. And a beautiful double by Tommy to even the match in the third frame.
You could have a boulder and paper clips in the lane, and Pete will still say, you will start the match on the left lane.
Yes, he does. Absolutely.
Also, Pete electing not to warm up and practice during the practice session. He decided to stay loose off to the side.
Sometimes that's a great strategy so you don't get a little misread on the championship air. Oh, and 3 in a row.
No misread there.
None whatsoever.
Pete Weber, the qualifying leader here, 250 plus over 16 games.
It was a beautiful thing to watch this week. Had a 300, a 290, 279s, and just put the numbers together. Always bowls well here at Victory Lanes. You know, whoever gets to the final match, Jurek's going to have their hands full. Hands full with whoever gets there to that final match, because these boys are going to put some numbers up right now. Quick 4-bagger here. Take a 20-pin lead. And, oh, there goes the 4-pin.
Pitch high 4-pin. And Pete cleans the Hammelschlinger from his doppelganger.
You got to love the showman out there. Weren't sure that was just leaking a little bit, and then bam, here it comes forward. Oh, let me adjust myself.
Oh, you take the trip 4. Front 4 for Weber. Baker has spare double. 4th frame semifinal match. Jurek waits to bowl Summy for the title.
Oh.
Creeps high, avoids major trouble.
Got the 10-pin out, but just the 4-pin. And you can see Tommy threw that ball okay. He didn't throw it great. But when your opponent is Weber opens with a 4-bagger, there's a little bit more pressure on you to perform because I don't think Pete's going to miss right now. Easy spare for Baker.
I'd like to take a moment and thank everyone for watching live tonight. Mike Jakubowski with Dave Smallin will greet you from Farmingdale Lanes coming up on Saturday for the Clash of the Legends 2, followed by the Clash of the Heroes. Special programming Saturday night at 6:46 Eastern, live on Xtra Frame Saturday night. Baker
There's a great shot. Great shot. And what's wonderful about that tournament coming up in Bayside, New York is Johnny Petraglia being a veteran and so involved with our Bowling for Veterans program. We have over 500 in the Pro-Am up there right now is what they're saying. And
that's fantastic.
That's wonderful.
Over 50,000 raised to support bowlers and by bowlers supporting veterans recreational programs through the BVL, and very much appreciated. Here's Pete Weber in the 5th.
And
Mixing.
bye-bye.
Pin goes. Trip of the 4, slash of the 10.
It's hard to compete sometimes against that. I mean, trips the 4-pin, gives this one a little more room, and there goes the 10.
That is how you compete.
Can't say any better than that, Mike.
Front 5 for Weber. Will he give Baker an opportunity? Because it sets up something interesting in the title match. Weber ruled qualifying. Jurek ruled match play. 6th frame.
And that's how you throw him around, Mike J. And look at the area he's created out there. He's got 2 or 3 boards out there that he can miss in either direction right now.
Enjoy the assault of the 7-pin.
Oh, I mean, look at he's farther inside than he was on his last shot and just destroys the rack.
So Weber front 6.
You give someone like Weber 2 or 3 boards in a couple of directions, it's hard to beat him. Tommy looking to get back into the match. Oh, and a 5-pin. 5-pin. Now we have a rule, Mike J. At all my bowling centers, when someone leaves a 5-pin in league play, everybody and their mother puts up their hand. If they miss the 5-pin, whoever's got their hand up, you have to buy them a drink. And that was a bad break. And makes the 5-pin without a problem. That was a bad break. That could have gone very easily. And you see the look on Tom going, right now. Tommy's down 31 pins right now.
We've seen some matches turn after front 6s and 7s. Weber's shown no signs of slowing. Tom Baker up 7th frame.
Must-strike situation for Tommy right now. There's a beautiful shot. Hence why he's a Hall of Famer. Extra look there. He's just so pretty to watch. So Pete tripped the 4-pin, slapped the 10-pin, ripped the rack. What's he going to do this time?
Micro adjustment, 7th frame.
That's clean off the hand. Oh, never a doubt.
Yeah.
Wow. He looks so confident out there right now. There's just nothing wrong. Oh, beautiful off the hand. Look at that roll. Just bam, right in the pit. He looks so confident out there.
No doubter.
And guys, these lanes are not that easy. They're not that easy.
Now the players are that good.
Good. That's off the hand, beautiful, but through the Brooklyn side.
Well, that one got away.
Wow. Okay. What went wrong with that one, Mike?
That one one just decided it was a NASCAR ball and just kept turning left.
Wow. And Baker's going, okay, I leave a swishing 5, a 10-pin. Okay, sure, Brooklyn, rip them, trip them. Okay.
249 max for Baker.
Oh, no.
And Pete Weber is going to bowl Jack Jurek for the Mooresville Ford Open title.
Just a bad shot. Let it leak out to the right a little bit. It's not coming back once you get it out there. 2-8-10.
And it sets up an interesting match. Pete Weber dominated qualifying. Jack Jurek dominated match play. Something's got to give.
Something's got to give on that one. That's going to be a heck of a match. Best now Baker can shoot is 217. Let's see if Pete can really get the crowd going and pop that 300 game in there. That's a better shot. And blows the rack apart.
Not going to be enough. Pete Weber will advance to face Jack Jurek. Weber looking for his 5th PBA 50 Tour title and his 2nd in 2016. Weber a winner in the last event at the Village, is looking for back-to-back titles on the PBA 50 Tour. He'll have to get through Jack Jurek. See if Pete can finish off the round number, 9th frame.
Oh, he gives that a lot of room. Oh, and gets a 9-pin out. He went about 2 or 3 boards wider on that one than on the previous shot. And that's what we said by creating his own area out there. That ball was a good 2 to 3 boards wider than when he swished the racket. When you can create that kind of area, man, you can score.
See if he's cleared the foul image of the last shot on the left lane from his memory.
That was ugly.
10th frame.
First one in the 10th. Oh! Oh, my.
What's that phrase about payback?
Payback is you know what?
In this instance, it won't sting so much as Pete Weber will bowl for this title against Jack Jurek.
Put some fingers in the ball, Weber. Come on now.
Where's the 5-pin?
It was the last one to go down.
Oh.
Make it. Oh.
Pete Weber defeats Tom Baker and advances. Will face Jack Jurek for the title.
266. That's probably the. That was pretty sad, as he just said. That was pretty sad. That was probably one of the saddest 266s he's probably ever had. But you can see he's smiling. Come on, Tommy, show him how it's done. Atta baby.
Bake's finishing up, top 3 finish.
And you see what's nice about the 50 Tour, as well as these guys are just such good friends and such good competitors, and they have a lot of fun. They have a lot of fun in these tournaments, and if you have an opportunity to get to our PBA 50 events, I'll tell you what, you'll have a great time, meet a lot of great professionals, eat some good food, and just have an enjoyable experience. As Tommy leaves a solid 10-pin, makes this a finish out with a game of 206. 206.
Baker on the meaningless fill shot. And we showed it to you on purpose. Here live on Xtra Frame. Coming up next, the unmovable object faces the irresistible force for the title. Jurek, Weber, next.
Another class act, Mr. Jack Jurek. He's going to come on board and take 8 practice shots, and we'll get the finale underway. The championship match here at George Pappas Victory Lanes. Jack Jurek and Pete Weber. 8 practice shots for Jack. Okay, Jack has his 8 shots in. Jack Jurek, everybody, he's a 2-time champion on the PBA Tour. He's
And welcome back to George Pappas' Victory Lanes. Tremendous fan support. This one's for Marcio Vieira. And Marcio, this one's for you. All the great fans here behind the players, supporting the greatest players in the world on the PBA50 Tour. And big thanks to everyone here in Mooresville, North Carolina for their support as we use our style shot. And focus in on Jack Jurek, undefeated in match play, tournament leader, taking on Pete Weber for the title. It's Mike Jakubowski with David Small. Jeff Goodger's driving the TriCaster 855 HD, and Phil Brilo is working our camera tonight, and we're glad you're with us. This is a good one. Weber dominated qualifying, Jurek dominated match play. Something's got to give for this title here live tonight. Opening shot.
Oh, and he
No
gets the
8-10.
8-10.
He got the 8 and the 10 that time.
And you're going to get our first look here, and 2 very good friends to begin with and roommates. He decides to, let's get the 8-10 out. We'll throw it a little better. But Jack Jurek is our defending champion here. He won last year, 2 weeks after his father died, and dedicated the tournament to his father. And I know that's emotion a year later, exactly almost a year later. So
No matter what happens, Kenny Seymour is going to jump through the ceiling. And he loves Jack and he loves Pete. Opening shot for Jack Jurek, tournament leader. Mixing.
Jack with a 2-8-10. And we were watching Jack in practice, and Jack looked like he did not have a comfortable line on the right lane. Swings it out a little too wide and leaves a 2-8-10. And I mean, he dominated match play today. He led the tournament by over 150 pins in match play. He's just going to get the 2-8, take the count, and move on.
Jack has got 2 national PBA Tour titles and 2 senior titles, 2 PBA50 titles, looking for his 3rd here tonight. Pete's got 4, looking for his 5th and back-to-back. And Jack asked him, what was up in match play. He just said his tempo was beautiful, and he was able to soften up, and his ball read perfectly through the match play.
We're going to put that X up, second frame here. Oh, no.
Oh, my. 2-8-10,
Wow.
7-10 opener for tournament leader Jack Jurek.
Oh, my. And that was a good shot. Either way you threw it. He threw that ball very, very well. Just a bad break, and we've seen a lot of 7-10s this week from
certainly have.
From that entry angle. Oh, no.
And we've also seen some pins bounce out of the pit.
He's going to go hard and straight at the 7-pin. No.
And fans it. So back-to-back open frames for Jack Jurek, and Pete Weber can step on it early.
Jack last year opened with a double in our final match, and then had that threw the ball almost in the gutter for the open, but came back with 9 in a row to finish the match. So, but different year, different lane condition. Weber looking for the early double, really torqued on that one hard, and there's the 4-9. Pete really torqued hard at the bottom on that one.
So barring a conversion, Jack will just be a mark down.
You can see at the bottom, he hit it a little bit harder than he had earlier. Caught that right off the bat. Breaks just sharply for the 4-9. He is a great split shooter and takes the 4 off.
Great look at that replay, extra slow through the release, and now just 1 mark down. And Jurek saying to himself, I'm only down 11 after those 2 frames.
I'll tell you what, that definitely breathed a lot of life back into him. I mean, no one expected to see 3 of the 4 first frame shots, first and second frame shots with opens.
3 out of 4 splits for both players, Weber in the 3rd.
Much better release. And a beautiful strike. You see the difference in that release, Mike. He hit that so much smoother and cleaner at the bottom. He didn't grab it like he did on lane 28, and you see that just beautiful arc out to about 9, 10, 8, 9, 10 as he creates his own area out there. You see Jack looking down and going, okay, which way do I go? Great profile shot right there from the side. Head never moves. Oh, there's a great adjustment. Nice shot, Jack.
So interesting, too, and a great look at that is He's open the entire time, and he doesn't come square until he gets to the foul line.
And he just hits the foul line the same every time. Gentleman Jack just last year when he threw those 3 shots in the 10th frame, Lord, we didn't know if it was 1, 2, or 3 because they all looked the same.
This is a key shot for Jack. This gets him back in the match.
And he needs this for his confidence, especially opening up the first 2 frames. That looks good. Oh, excellent shot.
Jack
Great
is
confidence.
back. Extra look.
Beautiful look from the side as you see him just hit that line, square down, boom. All 10 in the pit. Cuts the lead to just 1 pin.
4-9 here last time for Weber. Title match, 4th frame.
Sends it out. Oh, and a beautiful shot by Weber to take an 11-pin lead and
Watch the open hand.
just didn't grab it. Nice and smooth.
Fingers right at the ceiling.
Yep. A little bit up to the right. Does it all the same. Beautiful shot. And I'm going to say this. That 2nd frame, if Jack had gotten one, we'd be an even count. Jack is behind in the count. That could come back and bite us early.
Very true.
Where we're now looking for a 3-bagger to extend his lead to 21 pins early in our title match. That's clean. Oh, my.
Stone, nasty, rotten, stinking 8-pin.
Wow. Beautiful shot by Weber off his hand. That was clean, clean, clean down the lane. You see him running out. He knows that one's perfect. Smacks the 8-pin. Makes it without an issue. I'll tell you what.
You know, he looks like his pop when he throws at those single pins that way.
Yes, he does. And that brings the count to even now, and Jack is only down 10 pins.
Yeah, he can even it up here with a strike in the
Yes,
5th.
he can.
And it's a whole new match with the final 5.
We got it.
Double working for Jurek.
He needs to trust this ball and throw it nice and smooth. Just like that.
Oh, that's
there
what we
it
saw
is.
from Jurek, is when he's in the pocket, he carries, and when it's looser on the pocket, he carries.
That's why he dominated match play today. He got that ball through the head clean and trips the 410 out. And you see his reaction.
And it's the tempo that creates the ball roll that could have overcooked a little bit at that point, but doesn't. Allowed him to trip that 4. And now it's even Steven, 5 frames. Advantage to Jurek with the strike working, 6th frame.
10-pin lead if he takes strike on this shot. And the way it started, I didn't think we'd be in this position.
Mixing.
Oh, and gets a 7-pin out. Leaves just the 10-pin. 7 was the last to go, Mike J. Another beautiful shot by Jack, but you can see they're playing pretty deep now. The 7-pin's the last pin to go. And you see, thank God it's gone. His reaction.
Just enough to get the internal organs moving north, but things have settled. Cross lane. Oh, no. Oh! Oh, my. Wow. By USBC rule, there's a slash in the box.
It's down. It's down. You hear Pete, what are you worried about? Ooh. Well, they're definitely making it a little interesting, this title match for us. There's that 2nd frame.
That's the 1 pin.
The 1 pin. Pete has a 1-pin lead now.
Weber right lane, title match.
Good shot by Pete. Just a quality shot, time after time after time. Beautiful strike on lane 28.
And now the key for Weber is to back it up.
Double here will take an 11-pin lead over Jack in the 7th frame. Set up a great finish for our title match here as we come into the home stretch. Oh, rips the rack out. don't think he liked that shot too much, but I don't know why.
I think it's more a reaction of I've thrown it correctly, but I've seen some wacky stuff. I've seen 8-10, 7-10, stone 8.
Yep.
So you put it on the path, and
You don't know what's going to
you
happen.
don't know what's going to happen when it gets there.
That looked like the same line he left the 8-10 on. It was a little bit deeper, and it went longer.
Jurek needs to match. He's looking for his third PBA 50 title here from the tournament leader position. Mixing.
Oh, and leaves a
And
7
there's
pin.
that shaker 7 we've seen quite a bit of.
Gave the ball some room. Tripped the 4 last time and probably made a little adjustment off of that, either board left or a little bit more speed. Could have gotten 7 pin, but not quite. Right now he's down 12 pins with this conversion. He'll go hard and straight right at it and knocks it down right in the face, Mike J. This is turning out to be a nice title match. A little bit of everything going on.
Jack's got to reach down deep. It's going to be tough for him to win. This isn't must strike, but I find it difficult to believe Jack can win if he doesn't strike here.
If he does not strike on this ball, that really is going to hurt his chances right now, because Weber very easily could step up and take, you know, a 30-some pin lead going into the last 2 frames. And the half. Oh, and he got it. Got it to go last second.
And we'll get excruciatingly slow and see what got it.
Very, very light and just,
Yeah,
love
6 got
tap.
it. 6 got it second time around.
A little love tap on that, and Jack shakes it off.
Good work from Jeff Goodyear to bring you that extra look at the 6, smacking it twice. Now Pete Weber double working, 8th frame.
12-pin lead for Pete right now. Can extend it to 22 in the 8th.
And it's high! 6, 9, 10, and the count a big factor.
Count now has gone in the other favor. 7 count for Weber. He just did not throw the ball that well, and it happens. We're human, even though he is a machine half the time. Cross the lane at the 6, 9, 10. Not the easiest, but he makes it without a problem.
So now count in Jack's favor. No matter what Weber does, Jurek can step up and take the lead with his next shot.
He certainly can. Right now, there's a 9-pin lead for Weber. Weber currently going at a 194 pace. Jack going at a 195 pace. Great shot by Pete. That is definitely going to help set up. Best now Weber can shoot is 224. And this is why you have, I can't even count how many titles anymore. Excellent shot.
Comes down to this, though. Jack Jurek can take the lead with a strike in his foundation frame.
Jack can
He
take
will
it.
finish first.
He will finish first. The best Weber can do is 224. If Jack throws the next 4 strikes, he'll be our 2016 PBA Mooresville Ford champion.
The 7 count swung the difference.
Yes, it did. It's got to have this one. Oh, and he performs beautifully. Takes the lead by 1 pin. Takes the lead by 1 pin. Just executes beautifully. Smacks the 10 pin out. You see his reaction. And it comes down. What's interesting, this is the same situation we were in last year. Semifinal match between Pete and Jack. Jack needed all 3 to win. Or actually all 3 to make Pete step up and throw 3 to tie. This time, Jack throws all 3. He can win the title.
Ball in hand for Jurek, 10th frame.
1 at a time. Looks soft.
In the nose.
Soft. He threw it soft, and he knew it. He knew he threw that ball soft. That ball was probably a good 2 mile an hour slower than he had been. Did not hold the line.
And the 9 kicker. It's a 3-6, 9-10.
He has to make this to have any chance at this point. He gets this spare and a strike. That's for 201. That will force
a mark
Weber.
out of Weber. Mark and good count.
Yes, Weber will need a mark and good count. But he has to make this spare. Oh, just covered nicely. All right. Then you see his reaction. He had an opportunity, and he let it slip through his fingers. But textbook coverage on this gives it just a little bit of room, lets the ball drive through the 3-6 and take out the 9. We go back to that count question from earlier, and count on this ball is very critical. He needs all of them. Oh, and a 7 count for a 198. Pete Weber now basically needs a mark.
Mark and stay behind the foul line. And Pete wanted to say hello to his granddaughters, Kaylee and Savvy, on their birthday today. And perhaps you guys have a birthday present coming. Any mark and count, Pete Weber wins back-to-back on the PBA50 Tour 10th frame.
I look for this one to be dead flush, Mike J. Lot of room. Oh, yes. Never a doubt. Never a doubt.
Birthday. Kaylee and Savvy. Pete Weber's a champion once again. 5th time on the PBA50 Tour and back-to-back winner here in Mooresville.
And he's just going to go down the middle. Keep the ball in the lane. For an 8 count, possible 212 for Pete Weber.
David Small, thank you so much for joining us.
Mike J, always a pleasure.
We'll
Thank
see
you for
in the
having
great
me.
Midwest.
See you for 15 days coming in August and July and August. And a 212 to finish off for Pete Weber. Great champion, great title match. I'm going to turn it over to John Weber and Mike Jakubowski.
Against very, very tough competition. Congratulations to Jack Jurek as well. They've worked great all week. And sit back, relax. Mike J. Laneside from ESPN is going to come out and do a short interview. And we'll have a check and trophy presentation as well. I'd like to thank all of you for coming out. We love it here in Mooresville. We look forward to it every year. And you're the people that make it so special. So thanks to George and Paul, all the sponsors, and thanks again for making it so enjoyable for all of us. Thank you, everybody.
Alrighty then. You may rise.
We are live on Xtra Frame, and congratulations. And Pete, right before you began your semifinal match, we already passed along some special birthday wishes, but now you can do it in person.
My granddaughters, my twins, they just turned 9 today, so I want to wish them happy birthday. That's the first thing I want to do. Hi, Savvy, and Callie. Thank you so much for watching. I love you girls. You are my pride and joy.
Pete Weber, you win back-to-back on the PBA50 Tour. The run of the majors, you had some physical issues that just prevented you from getting to the finish line, but now you've come up back-to-back here on the PBA50. But the way you've done it here, you just absolutely tore this place apart during the qualifying process. How did you do it?
Well, I had my 2 years ago. I had my first 500 overblock, and this was in George Pappas's house, and I led that tournament, and I finished second. Last year, I led the qualifying again with about another 250 average, and I finished third. So I was like, well, now I got a first, second, third at George's place, and this is like my favorite house to bowl in anymore. Thank you, George, for having us. Please keep having us here. I love this place. The fans, everybody is just fantastic. I can't thank everybody enough.
You know, watching you shoot that 8-pin, you look like your dad when you shoot that single pin. And you're becoming a greater ambassador, and people are responding to you differently on tour. What does that mean to you?
Well, trust me, Mike, I'm never going to be Dick Weber. Please, I'm never going to be, and I really don't want to be. That's big shoes to live up to, but I try my best to. I try to make it the best I can for the sport, and, yes, I get that chicken wing in like Dad does too, so that's fine.
Back-to-back on the PBA50 Tour is the best yet to come. How are you feeling?
Oh, I feel really good. I'm kind of looking forward to going home for 2 days, and then I fly up to New York on Saturday for Johnny's tournament. And I'm kind of looking forward to that because I led that one last year and finished second there too. So, you know, and one more thing I got to say is thank you, Storm, for making the best bowling balls on the planet for me to use. Thank you.
When you use the best bowling balls, and we talk about this quite a bit on Xtra Frame, and we've asked various players that we talk to describe how you're able to do what you do. How do you describe how you're able to do what you do with that bowling equipment?
Well, you know, I feel like I'm a really, really good bowler. I feel like I've done this long enough that I'm kind of good. But without the greatest bowling balls in the world to help me, then I'd probably be nothing. So I have to thank Storm for making the best bowling equipment ever. And, you know, I hope we got another 20 years left in me.
Are you ready for some more hardware?
I'm ready for some more hardware, and I'm looking forward to the rest of the senior tour. This is so fun out here, everybody. All the bowlers are fantastic. Jack Jurek, what a great champion he is. And, you know, I take my hat off to Jack, Tommy Baker, Sam Maccarone, and who's the other one?
Robert Brown.
Robert Brown. You know, you got to give your hat, take your hat off to those guys too, because without them, we got nothing. So again, thank you, George Pappas, Paul Crines. It's been a wonderful week for me here, and I can't wait for next year.
Fantastic. Pete Weber, a winner.